brought the receipts, baby. Lay back, tell the truth. We do this dirty, but we do it safe. Counselors in the house, let's go. Talk it out and act like grown-ups. Secrets in a circle, lips sealed tight. If you need a little healing with a little heat, pull up a chair, keep your boots on. This is Counselors After Dark.
Hey guys, you're here with Betty.
It's Paula. Dottie here.
Hey, it's Daisy.
It's your girl Dolores.
And welcome to Counselors After Dark.
And so for today, the drink of the day is a Sauvignon Blanc. I love the New Zealand brand. So good.
Ooh, I love a Riesling. White wine is so refreshing.
Yeah.
Especially in the summer.
Ooh, yes.
Exactly. Daisy, take it away.
So our topic today, how to stay organized in the job. Guys, I can't wait to listen to this episode because you know I need this.
Post for the day. I could really use some ideas around organizing myself on the job. I have around 350 high school students and I just can't keep up. I'd love to hear from others as to how you stay organized. Let's talk.
Oh my God. Over 300 students. I do not miss those days.
No, that's nuts. How do you stay organized?
That's
you
a lot.
have to when you have that caseload for sure.
And some people have 600 kids in their caseload. Even the other day, we were talking with a teacher and they were saying that their partner has 600 kids in their caseload. I would love to hear from that person. I don't even know how it's possible to keep track. We have 200-ish and I can't imagine having 3 times.
I'm assuming you have to make many lists when you're working with that many students. Even with my caseload of students, that's much, much smaller. I have to create lists. I have lists of students who are high risk that I need to keep tabs with. I have free and reduced lunch lists. That way you know how to target them in that way. You have to write everything down in order to remember everything, especially when you have a high caseload.
One thing that I would suggest, which I think most of us do here, is keeping a folder for every student, like a personal folder. We have cumulative folders that we keep at our school, but I like keeping a folder for every single student. That way, if there's paperwork, if there's notes, you just put it right into the student's folder. I just feel like it's an easy way to keep track of everything. I don't like going into the cum folder every time I have to look up something on a student. Plus, I feel like the notes that I have are confidential. So if I don't keep the notes in our school computer system, I write a quick note, stick it in the folder. That works for me.
The notes, I've been hearing that maybe we want to be as minimal as possible just in case we get subpoenaed, which is definitely something that can happen to counselors. A big one for me, being the one that I'm going to call the least organized of this bunch over here, is to create goals. My goal this year was to take maybe 10 minutes of every day, the end of the day, and tidy up a little bit. Just pick one little section to work on, which has definitely been helpful, but because of my crazy year, did not get to do that as much as I wanted to, but that helped in terms of staying organized because I hate paper and I wish it didn't exist.
But your office has come such a long way. I want to give you your flowers.
I'm not buried now.
It's progress. You're doing better. And that's all that matters. And I think also, again, I'm going to bring up patience. I know I will go crazy when my desk is full of papers. When it's my busiest time, like around June or September, it is inevitable for me to have a cluttered desk. And I try not to go crazy. I try to organize it the best that I can. But when I do have time, maybe I stay a little bit later one day and I clean up once I'm done with whatever task it is that I'm doing. That helps. But I think the list is a great one. I do that when it's time to talk to seniors or kids that are failing. We have a discussion about what we need to do next. But a list is definitely a way to keep organized. I think it's really hard to stay organized, though. I feel like there's a lot that we have to do in a day. And yes, when my desk is clear, I can focus on more things because the clutter itself is making me go crazy because I know I just can't. But if I'm doing something, I have to just convince myself that it's fine because there is not enough time in the day for me to get my tasks done. And also to clear out my desk and put everything where it belongs, because there's so many different places where everything goes. If you do want to stay organized, you have to have an actual system. You have to be like Dottie. And I can't reach that level yet.
You'll get there.
Hopefully.
It takes a long time. I feel like it takes a long time to figure out what works for you. I know for me, when I started, I don't do the same things now that I did. I feel like you change. Each year you might change what you do, which is okay too.
You're amazing, Dottie. I remember when you went on leave for a little bit and you had that leave replacement and you left them the most organized binder I have ever seen. And I know that when I did my leave replacement, I did not get anything like that.
But I left a binder for my leave replacement I figured out everything that was coming up when I was going to be out, and I left detailed notes with what she should expect. I pretty much wrote a mini book
Wow.
on what to expect. She was brand new, and I was nervous that she was not going to keep things the way I wanted her to keep things.
Admirable.
And it was only for a couple months, but I felt like I had to at least give her as much as I could.
See, I think that because we work in a cyclical way, it's easy to prepare for things because we know what's coming up. So we can get more organized with time. That's why you will be achieving that, Betty. And one day I will reach your level.
We're all just trying to reach the other person's level.
Yes, we are.
We will be great one day.
I do want to hear from Dolores, though, because her calendar is amazing.
I cannot get over Dottie.
It's not that serious.
It is.
It's not that
No,
deep.
it really
It's not
is
that deep.
serious. No, I did a leave replacement my very first year, and I did not get a binder. Better yet, the counselor that I covered for left to Egypt without telling anybody and left me with no letters of recommendation. And I had to write a letter of recommendation on my first month as a counselor without even knowing how to on
That's
kids that I didn't
before-
even know.
Yeah, that's before ChatGPT.
I had to actually write down, wow, this kid is so impressive. They're amazing. So I wish I had somebody like you. That's the difference that you probably made for that counselor, especially them being first year counselors. You probably made them feel so comfortable and not scared to be there and complete your work.
Thank you for saying that. She rocked it.
Mm.
She really did.
Because
You
of
gave her the whole guide.
You gave her the tool.
You gave her the how to.
But she also was very efficient, and she did a great job. And she ended up finding a job after that.
Because of your guidance.
Now I want to go back and be your leave replacement.
That's what I'm saying.
I would love that.
Oh my gosh. I've had a leave replacement and she left a dumpster fire for me. So I think
Well, you should have gave her the guide.
You know what? I should have. What is wrong with me? I was only giving birth.
I was only pushing a human out of my body.
Okay, guys. Ways to stay organized that I've done in the past. One of them is what Dottie was mentioning with having individual student files. I have that as well. It definitely keeps me very organized. And what I've done this school year, which actually has helped me, every Friday after a certain time of day, I blocked out my schedule entirely. And that was just focused on filing and answering emails and paperwork. It was just focused on doing that because that helped me stay organized. I didn't have a pile of case notes and student documents that I need to file away, because in previous years, it was the end of the year and I was finally filing and I was upset with myself. It wasn't a good situation. So filing things away quickly so that when that student comes back, you're able to go back into their file for a few minutes, read over what you've last discussed so that you're fully prepared for that meeting. And then one thing that I also do is I load up my calendar with everything that I have done, everything that I plan to do. I have all of my student appointments, parent appointments on there. I have a to-do list every single day. I will just at least list what my task of that day is or something that I want to get done that week. And I even go so far as to, if I did something that was not on my to-do list, I'm putting it on the to-do list just to check it off because I know I did it and it was something that was important to the job. And also, like when kids walk into my office and they don't have an appointment, after they have left, I'll put into my calendar the kid's name and that it was a walk-in so that I know how many times they've walked in, how many times they scheduled an appointment. So that's the way that I stay organized. I use my calendar wholeheartedly. When I was an elementary counselor, I used a notebook. That was really helpful. I was in 3 different buildings, so I took it to every single building.
You're so inspiring.
Can you give me a calendar PD in September?
Can you give me a filing PD?
Sure.
You guys are inspiring Paula and I because we actually have made folders. That was our goal, to make folders. And then we came back and then we threw them all out. And then we came back and we made them again. And now I threw them out again.
Me too. Why?
Because we haven't been able to put anything in them. So we figured it's just taking up space. But you know what? You're inspiring me to bring back the folders in September.
I feel like I'm the most organized, unorganized person, and I just wing a lot of things in my life. I haven't found my system yet, and I've tried something new every single year.
Mhm.
Hence, folders, throwing them out, folders, throwing them out. I always write down notes in our system where we view our students. I always log in what the conversation was, and how Daisy was saying before, you may or may not get subpoenaed one day, which I may or may not be getting subpoenaed. Still waiting to find out right now. I don't leave them too detailed, but I do have all of my notes. I've seen Dolores' calendar. My jaw has dropped.
It's beautiful. It's like a work of art.
My only concern with the calendar, and this is my question to you, if you make a list and you don't do some of the things on the list, what do you do with them? You move them over to the next day?
Correct.
So you have to take the time every day to move it over and go through what you didn't do. This is why I keep a Post-it, because I feel I can just stay there
Then you
until I
cross it
do
off.
it, and then I cross it off.
Yeah.
I don't like Post-its just because it's too many that's around.
Mm-hmm.
I will put one event in that'll say, look at transcripts. Another event in that will say, call this parent. And then if I don't get it done, I move it over. If not,
Oh.
then I'll copy and paste it.
I thought you were
Okay.
doing like a full blown to do list.
Sometimes I do, but that then I would have to deal with the copying and pasting. It just whatever works best for whoever. Yeah.
I really like that. I have started doing that this year with the calendar after I saw yours, and it's very helpful. You just drag it over the next day.
Do you color code?
No, I should, but I don't. But I also do it for proof. I need, if admin or someone is coming to my office, oh, what are you doing right now? Or what did you do last week, Tuesday? Were you doing nothing? No. Let's look back at my calendar. I'll tell you what I'm doing, because I don't want anyone to ever question thinking that I'm not doing anything because my calendar is clear or it's empty or there's no student appointments. So that's why I also put things in my calendar as like a CYA for myself.
That has to be one of my goals for next year,
Yeah.
because I feel like when kids come in without an appointment, I forget to put them in.
Yep.
And then because it's a quick thing, I forget to do what Paula does. I forget to document it in our system, and then I completely forget about it.
And for me, I'm sure you all have been in the same situation where admin will come to you and they're like, was this kid with you periods 3, 4, and 5? Because we don't know where they are. They said that they were with you. Can you confirm? And it's, oh my God, like I like forgot to put in my calendar. I'm not sure. It could be periods 2, but not 3 and 4 or whatever it is. So when I started doing what Dolores does, it's a CYA. Yes or no.
Yeah, that's a good point, Paula. There definitely have been times when students have lied as to where they've been and have told teachers that they've been down in guidance. And then I've had to correct that teacher and let them know, no, they were not with me.
My kids
But-
don't lie.
Oh, sure. But going back to something you said earlier, Paula, about the folders, I think having folders also depends on your caseload. I know that for some time I had a caseload that was very transitionary. So having folders really didn't make sense so much because I would get rid of the folders because then the student would move. So it didn't make sense to have so many folders back then. Then slowly as the years passed, my caseload has changed. So then the way I had to organize had to change because of that in terms of folders. I do like to color code my calendar from time to time, especially when I have a parent meeting, because those I usually feel like I have to prep for a little bit more than I do other types of meetings. So it's very helpful to have those color coded. And I know that a piece of advice that's been helpful is to kind of keep a few minutes in between appointments, but sometimes that can be very unrealistic when we're in our type of environment where we're jumping from one thing to another very quickly and unexpectedly. So writing things down on paper, despite me hating paper, can become very useful because you can just jot down a few words that can be very helpful in remembering certain conversations. But ultimately, I do like to use digital ways of writing things down because I can easily search for things. I work a lot better with technology. I like to refer back to notes using a search engine or Control F. So that's really been very helpful for me.
What do you specifically use?
So I'll create my own list using Google Docs. For instance, right now we've been doing summer school. So we create an Excel sheet with all the students, all the type of courses that they need for summer school, color coded, kids who are going to summer school, kids who have elected not to go to summer school, kids who maybe haven't even had any formal contact with because nobody answers the phone. So using Excel or Google Docs. That's pretty much it. And sometimes I'll draft an email to myself. I actually text myself an email. That way I do a little note to myself. I'll remember to do this the next day.
I need to set a lot of goals for next year. I love all of
Seriously.
this. Okay, we need to come back and do a whole series of this is where I'm at in my organizational journey. Follow us. I don't know. This is a lot. I can't wait to do all of these things. I'll let you know if I do.
A tip that I have also is to buy a USB, something where you can stay organized and put all of your files on a yearly basis, because you might leave your job one day, you might want to create a portfolio. Your school might get hacked and then you lose all of your data that you had stored on your online Google Doc or on whatever system that you have. So really buying a USB and then also organizing it. Don't just buy a USB and throw everything in it. Have a file for student reports, for classroom push-ins, for department meeting agendas, everything that you can think of that you do on a large basis. File those things away appropriately. And then at the end of the year, create like a 2025, 2026, everything that you did, put it in that. You want to make sure that you are staying organized over the years, and then you'll see how you've developed as a counselor.
You know, this is a lot. These are a lot of different things that you can do, but it's a lot to do. Even just one thing, even having a color coded calendar, that's a lot, right? Organizing your files, having folders, that's a lot of work in itself, even with one task. So if you want to set a goal for yourself, choose one or two that you want to try, and then work on those and try to perfect those before you get something else, right? Because if you start doing half-assed work for all of these different things, I honestly don't think it'll work. I think you'll get overwhelmed. There's too many things to keep up with. Definitely start with a couple and then just go from there.
Yeah, and it's already hard enough being a counselor, and especially when there may be some other roles that are transitionary where you have to know a little bit of everything. You do have to stay organized because of that.
I also want to say, ask your colleagues what they do to stay organized, especially if you're starting out. You don't know. So have those conversations. Hopefully this podcast is helpful for you. But like Betty said, just set one goal. If you feel more confident digitally, try that. If you feel more confident with paper, try that. But you're always learning and growing.
I think you're right. So the bottom line for today, make lists, keep your workspace clean, utilize your calendar, as well as digital platforms that are available to you, and take a little time each day to stay organized.
Don't forget to hit the follow button to listen to all of our counselor confessions.
Cheers!
This is Counselors After Dark.